This is the convening of the Cottonwood Mayor and City Council of the City of Cottonwood for presentation of proclamations, awards, and introduction of new city employees. And I'm really happy to be doing this again. It's been a long time. Really, we haven't done this since COVID hit, so it's really great to be able to recognize our employees and the newcomers, and we've had quite a few. We're going to space them out, so we're not going to introduce all the new employees this evening, but we are introducing a couple. But first, before that, we have a presentation, and again, this is one of those moments that really make me proud to serve in this community, and we all recognize what a great community we do serve in and live in. Tonight, we're going to be giving recognition of local churches for their donation of $10,000 to the Cottonwood Police Department for workout equipment. I believe we have Chief Gazelle. Good evening. You look stronger. Have you been working out on that new equipment?
I have not, but that's a compliment that is very well received and appreciated. Thank you very much. I was feeling very self-conscious before that moment, and now I feel much better.
Good.
I appreciate it. Good evening, Mayor and Council. You know, this is, as you said, just a phenomenal place to live, phenomenal place to work. And tonight, we wanted to take a few minutes to publicly recognize our faith-based community. Particularly the number of churches that have supported us. And this is not the first time, even in my, I'm almost at a 5-year tenure, believe it or not, but time flies when you're having fun. But this is not the first time our faith-based community has supported law enforcement, particularly with the kind of negative aura that typically surrounds our business to begin with, but certainly the national narrative has not helped throughout the country, and we're very fortunate at our agency to live and work, like we said, in a place where our citizenry is so supportive and appreciative of our mission. And so recently, a few of the pastors from our faith-based community came to visit me, and they asked once again how they could support our mission and our folks, essentially. So after a little bit of discussion, there was an epiphany. As you're all very much aware, money does not flow freely through most cities, but certainly through ours, particularly coming out of the recession. So one area that we try to focus on is mental and physical health, as the public safety takes a toll on both, particularly in police work. Mental health is more of a concern these days than days gone by, but physical health, obviously, very, very concerning for both police and fire. And for those that aren't aware, we do have a small fitness facility in public safety. The equipment there, I'm hiring cops that are younger than some of the equipment, I'm sorry, younger than some of the equipment, does that make sense? The equipment's pretty antiquated, let's just put it that way. So I showed the pastors that came to visit that day and said, you know, it would be phenomenal if there was a way if you wanted to show that support to help us stay physically fit and healthy in that regard. And I want to say, I don't want to say it was a short time later, maybe 2 months, on my calendar, there's a return visit, and you know, I get a visit from, I want to say there was 5 of them, and they just nonchalantly hand me a check, which I was expecting it to you know, be somewhere, you know, around, I would have been floored at anything around $500. And I looked at it, and the check read for $10,000. So it was a very, very humbling experience. Certainly, we understand that many in their congregations, money does not flow freely through their households. So we're very appreciative of that, and we want to make sure that we make a lasting tribute and recognition to their kindness, and we will make sure we have a committee that focuses on that fitness center, both police and fire, because we do share it with our fire partners. And it'll be interesting to see how these funds will be put to such good use for a sustainable period of time, and we'll dedicate that equipment to their churches. But I'd just like to really quickly close by thanking the churches that were involved, that representation is here today. If I could just have them stand and be recognized, and the churches are New Hope Church, River Bible Church, the Journey Church, Living Waters Church, Gateway Church, and C3 Cottonwood Church. So having said that, thank you very much.
Thank you. And on behalf of all of us, please just express to your congregation how much we truly appreciate it. Your support, it makes us a stronger community, makes our police department stronger, makes us all just so happy to live and work where we do. So thank you. All right. Next, we have introduction of new employees. And we have, first up is Tricia Lewis, our new Tourism and Economic Development Director.
Mr. Mayor, Council, I don't usually get to stand up over here, but I'm going to take a moment and get off my place where I normally sit and work. And I am very lucky tonight that I get the opportunity to introduce a couple new employees. And we start with Tricia Lewis. She was hired in April, so we're a few months behind. But I want to start, before I read her bio and talk a little bit about her, she was hired during the pandemic. And we've had a lot of changes, a lot of different decisions have been made to move in different directions, and she has stepped up to the plate. And so before I talk about her past, her future is bright with us and is doing a lot of great things with the marketing, the focus on marketing. You are welcome here, helping us spread the brand of the Heart of Arizona wine country, and working with our Old Town Association, our other business partners, the Chamber, and startup businesses, and being the liaison for local businesses in our community. So I couldn't be prouder and happier that she has joined our team, but I do want to take a minute and make sure the community knows that we were lucky to have someone of her caliber join us. So she was hired back in April of this year as a Director of Tourism and Economic Development. She joined us after working for 9 years with the Arizona Department of Transportation, where she worked in the Communications and Public Outreach, Local Public Policy and Development Divisions. And I added this, and she can correct me if I'm wrong. Where'd she go? Which shoulder is she over? There she is. But she was part of the ADOT team, the communication team, while 260 was being built and the roundabouts were added, all of them. Not that I have anything against all of those roundabouts, but there are a lot of them. In addition, she founded the Lewis Marketing and Public Relations, which is out of Prescott, Arizona, back in 2006. Through the firm, she assisted local clients with all of their marketing and communication needs. The firm has been helping the Prescott Frontier Days and the world's oldest rodeo since 2009. Now, since joining our team, she's been actively assisting with efforts to increase tourism within the Cottonwood region, and more importantly, in this business climate, to assist with businesses' retention, growth, and sustainability. Now, Patricia plans to emphasize business progression and retention, drawing from her extensive background in communications, community outreach, marketing, public relations, and advertising. Her experience is highlighted through her role as marketing director for Prescott Frontier Days, one of the state's largest and award-winning tourism draws. I believe that back in, I think it was 2013, they won an award for an event through the Arizona Office of Tourism, and she had a major part in playing in that. And then on a personal note, her son is a freshman over at Prescott High School over there. So, if you've ever had a freshman, you please understand that she might need a little extra time every now and again dealing with a young kid at home. But I'm glad she joined our team. And with that, let's welcome Tricia Lewis to the City of Cottonwood.
Council. I wasn't prepared to say anything, but it is a pleasure to be here. And Ron, thanks for that nice introduction. I really do love it here, and all of you are amazing, and I'm just honored to be able to be in this capacity and serving the community, and I think we have a lot of wonderful things in store. So I look forward to working with you all in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. 4 months later, welcome.
So now I get the privilege of, if I can go on to the next one, Mr. Mayor, I guess I should wait to be given direction.
Fine, Ron. Go right ahead.
All right. Talk about our new airport manager. So council approved this position mid-year, and we went through a selection process that included members of the community, the commission, members of the community to help find this very talented, very energetic, very much a go-getter, Mark Williams as our new airport manager. So I want to say a few nice things about him. I had to force it out of him and send him lots of questions to get it, but this is a I embarrass you a little bit, but very accomplished gentleman. He's actually Dr. Mark Williams, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. And you don't know that unless you ask for some more details, but he's done it quite a bit. So Mark Williams is a veteran, first and foremost, and for those of us that have served and those of this community have always thought highly of our veterans. But he's not a veteran of one branch. He's a veteran of both the Air Force. Then he got smart and joined the Army. I'm not sure if that's the exact order, but he did join the Army and made a good decision there, so I appreciate that. And he's also a former military pilot, is dual rated, holds a commercial instrument certified flight instructor, helicopter license. He founded Angel Flight Aviation in 1983, was a director of aviation research for PLM, a large publicly traded company in SFO. Is that San Francisco? Yep, I thought it might be. Where he was a demonstration and test pilot and has worked in airport operations a major portion of his life. Now, we have a helicopter organization that flies out of our airport, and we've had to reinstate or insist that they don't lobby him for a pilot. We want to keep him where he's at. But lots of a lot of experience flying helicopters and otherwise, so we're glad. Now, after his military service, Dr. Williams, yes, I said doctor, just to go through a little bit of his education, a Bachelor of Science from the University of the State of New York, a Master in Public Administration from the University of Akron, and then he has a PhD in Public Health and Epidemiology. So I think we're very fortunate to have him. So let me start over there. Dr. Williams has spent over 10 years in the Department of Veterans Affairs as the hospital administrator, director of medical research, and executive director of the VA Research Foundation. He loves teaching and has held a number of faculty appointments at major U.S. medical schools and universities. His family is both from Florida and Arizona. A significant other of 12 years, Tammy, lives in Jupiter, Florida. I'm assuming these are all his kids. I don't know how he keeps all these straight. I'd get their names backwards. But James is a junior at ASU here in Arizona. Tom is a senior at the Benjamin School in Palm Beach, a member of the state champion golf team every year in high school, looking at either ASU or Florida State. And Jack will be a freshman at the Benjamin School next year. And he brought in his newest family member earlier today, if you got to meet him, and the cat's name is Mariana. I didn't pronounce that right, did I? Marina. I have yet to meet the cat, but I've seen a picture or seen her on the video. So we're lucky to have him as on the team. He's already doing great things, including securing almost $250,000 to fix our AWAS system. That AWAS system has been on and off since I joined the team almost 2 years ago now. He was able to secure grant funding from the state. You know what the city's matching portion is going to end up being? 0. He's not that good. He's good, but he's not that good. But I appreciate the faith. $1,000. So he was able to work with our HR department, Amanda, and get the insurance to pick up the other piece of it. And that state-of-the-art piece of equipment will cost the city $1,000. Just an example of some of the great things that he's doing out there. So with that, I will introduce Mark Williams, our airport manager.
Doctor.
Mayor. Thanks, Ron. That's Ron's way of keeping it brief and not saying a lot of stuff about me. I really only have one. I love being here. I love Cottonwood. I love the airport. This is a fantastic place to be, but I just want to tell you one really short story. The very first meeting I had with Ron after I got here, I walked into his office and I called the meeting. And I walked into the office, and he said, wait, I know what you're going to say. And I said, what's that? And he said, you didn't ask enough questions before you took this job, did you? And that's the truth. But I love it. I think there's good things to come for the airport, and looking forward to doing it. So, and working with y'all. So appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, now on to one of the latest hires the city's had that I'm also very proud to be a part of and excited. So with great sadness, Fire Chief Kirkendall announced his retirement a while back, gave us a date, which comes up next week. The 28th will be his last day after 30 plus years of service with the city of Cottonwood. Several years as the fire chief, and he's done an outstanding job. And I am very sad to see Mike go, Chief Kirkendall go. But with all doors closing, others open, and I'm very excited about the opportunity that our new fire chief has in front of him. We had an extensive process. We had over 40 applicants for fire chief, national search. We phone interviewed about 14 of them, invited 8. To come in and do in-person interview, ended up narrowing that down to 4 that we interviewed, and out of the 4, hands down, 99% number one choice was Ron SAUNTMAN. So if you were not involved, and I'm looking at everybody here, most of you were involved in one way or another, but this was a long process. There were the application, there was written assignments, there were phone interviews, there were presentations, there was a meet and greet, and the feedback we got was that Ron was our man. The firefighters themselves all were about Mr. SAUNTMAN, and you know, that last day, for those of us that were able to sit in on that panel, he just hit it out of the park. So we're very excited about what lies ahead for the fire department under his leadership. And so with that, I'd like to introduce him, give him a little bit of his bio and experience, and then we're going to do the official badge pinning. We normally would do this over at the fire station, but given everything going on, we thought we'd just do it here, and then we'll have another ceremony later at the fire with the firefighters over there. But Ron SAUNTMAN has been a public safety career that spans 28 years working in the fire service, emergency management, and volunteer work with local and county law enforcement. As a professional firefighter, Ron experienced the challenges and success of working from the position of a volunteer up through the chain of command, achieving the position of company officer with Camp Verde Fire District, now Copper Canyon Fire and Medical District. As an emergency manager for Yavapai County, he was accountable for the safety and well-being of 235,000 citizens and all phases of emergency management in the county. In his position, he was responsible for Yavapai County's emergency operations centers, grants, financial management, emergency planning, mitigation, preparedness, response support, and engaging all stakeholders and partner organizations while maintaining the perspective and needs of elected officials. So I will just pause. I saw his work. Many of us worked with him with the county under the emergency operations. Nobody expected COVID to be what it was and rise to the problems and the needs that were not expected. There are many new books that will be written on how to handle this kind of pandemic in the future, but Ron was always the professional, always helpful. Him and his team were the reasons that we did not go for PPE early in the process or other needs. So he really was a star with that team over there, helping the Verde Valley meet their needs early on in the pandemic. Ron has developed and delivered education and training in the fire service, emergency management, and ICS to students, organizations, and communities and individuals throughout the United States as a professional educator and contributor to the National Domestic Preparedness Consortium. In addition, Ron also currently works as an educator at for Yavapai College. Ron enjoys the outdoors through hunting, fishing, and camping. His final hobby was volunteering as a football coach for 10 years in Camp Verde High School until 2015. Ron is married. His lovely wife here will be doing the badge pinning tonight. Her name is Shelby. We're very glad to have you to the family, Shelby. And they have a brand newborn son, Wyatt, who is also joining us tonight. And 2 daughters that live and work here in the Verde Valley. Ron's entire family has called the Verde Valley home since 1972 and looks towards many more years serving this community. Also his mom, and I've already forgotten her name, Karen has joined us for the badge pinning. So before I turn this over to Ron, I would like to do the swearing in, which is a formal thing that we do for our firefighters of command. And then I'm going to ask his wife to pin the chief's badge on him. And if you've been in the military or if you've been in the fire service or police service, this is a big deal. To make it to the top of your profession after this many years of service, it's something that he should be proud of, and I know that his family is very proud of him. So if Ron will join us, we'll do the actual swearing in. I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will support the missions of the City of Cottonwood and the missions of the Cottonwood Fire and Medical Department. And that I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, protect life and property, and prevent harm to others, while discharging all of the duties of fire chief. According to the best of my ability.
Thank you, sir.
And with that, I'll ask my Shelby to come up and pin the badge. And if there's blood afterwards, I'm okay with that.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I'm looking forward to this challenge, moving forward with the organization and the City of Cottonwood. I think we're all fully aware that this is going to be a very dynamic future that's in front of us with some of the challenges that we see currently here today. Unfortunately, and I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news or doom and gloom, but COVID is here to stay. And part of that responsibility is how do we adapt to that and be able to provide the best service to our community. And I'm looking forward to those challenges and working with each and every one of you and all of our law enforcement and all the other professionals here. So thank you very much, and I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sautman. We're very, very pleased that you're on board. Thank you. Yeah. That's it? All right. Well, listen, welcome to all of our new employees. We're going to keep bringing in the others in the weeks to come. So really pleased to have you all on board here at the City of Cottonwood. Thank you. All right, so this wraps up our pre-meeting, and here in a few minutes, we'll meet for our regular meeting.